just a bloke in a bar.
What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to another DMP. Before I get into it, bloke spray jackets, they are nearly all gone. I'm just going to read you. I'm going to literally just read to you the amount we got left. We got 3 smalls left. We got no mediums, no large, no XL. We've got 5 2XLs left. We've got 24 3XL, 14 4XL, 3 5XL, and 0 6XL. So, once they're gone, guys, they are gone, and spray jackets are limited edition. We don't, at this stage, have any plans to do more. Maybe in 12, at the very least, it'll be 12 months away, but we might not do it again. So if you want the spray jackets, especially the OG colour, because we won't be doing that for a very long time, years and years, get on the website, bloke.shop, grab your spray jacket. They are nearly all gone. Plus, we've got the green and gold bloke shirt, the blue bloke shirt, and the maroon bloke shirt. We've also got some bloody Good Day.
Hell yeah. We do. And without Good Day, Australia stops. I've always said it. BeGoodHealth.com.au. If you're taking multivitamins already, then don't fucking worry about it. We're not out trying to convert you, but if you're not, it's the least you can do. Get some Good Day.
I'll convert them.
Sick as shit. And you could say, well, then that doesn't seem like Good Day was helping. This is going to sound like a lie. So that's okay. I didn't have Good Day for 6 days because I ran out. You'd think I'd be able to have someone hand.
Did you honestly ran out?
I ran out.
That shows you what kind of bloke Tom is. He runs out of his own product.
And I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to take it from the people. / just kept forgetting to order it. And then bang, fucking went to Perth.
Bloody subscribe, you dickhead.
I know. I actually have now. I'm now just
It's the best. I subscribe. Yeah. Never have to think about it again.
That's now what I do. But 6 days in the lead up, didn't touch it, got sick. And now on the mend. Although I will be coughing throughout this podcast. Don't worry, not sick. Just leftover. The doctors just tell me leftover.
Okay, leftover.
But I won't send it in your direction.
Okay, that's leftover. I will say, also went to Perth where Tom got the sickness from. I came back fitter, stronger, faster than ever.
Yeah.
Faster than even my rugby league days.
No, yeah, he did. He ran home, actually. Very fast.
As a matter of fact, while I was over there, you had wind that I was running whilst over there.
Dude, we bumped into dribblers who were like, mate, saw Kempy out here today. He was running around. I'm like, fuck me, that guy is, there's no quitting him.
It's all Good Day, baby.
We had very different Perths, that's for sure.
It's all Good Day. Now, I tell you who is having a friggin' good day. It's Eddy, Edward Simpson.
Yeah, he's over in Bali, sunning his cock. He was
very convenient after Manly got towed up.
Yeah, I know. He sends me out here to take the grenades.
Coward's way out.
Coward's way. Mate, he's over there, and this is just so Eddy. I'm like, I just get a DM from some random dribbler, and they're like, dude, loved Eddy's cameo on the surfing. And I'm like, what? What are we talking about, the surfing? And I'm like, what do you mean, bro? And then he sends me a link to like a live YouTube, and it was the Rip Curl, not the pro, it's like the Padang. It's some Rip Curl surfing tournament over there, but like with legit surfers, but it's like
an actual legit.
Yeah, like Joel Parkinson surfing and shit. And flicked through, and a friend of the show, Vaughn Blakey, who's a legend of a bloke, he's commentating. He sees Eddy's over there, just like shoots him a message. He's like, come down. And Eddy's just on fucking commentary of the surfing. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? He's like, yeah, dude, I don't know.
What about the resume he can have now?
Yeah.
Rip Curl
Pro commentator. He was kind of dressed like a surfy as well. I don't know if he went and bought some shit.
You know what I just realised? Like,
surfy.
How weird would our resumes be if we were like
our LinkedIn resumes?
Yeah, if we were to go into the workforce and be like, done this, done that, like we could spruce it up.
Oh, listen, dude. I mean, I've commentated boxing events. I have driven a caravan from Sydney to Bathurst. I have shit myself on a podcast. Like, there's a lot that I can.
The Olympics for gold, you've done
the
that?
Olympics,
Olympic commentator,
the Olympic commentator. You'd argue that. You'd argue it strongly. Whipped home gold for the nation.
Jess Fox, essentially the first interview she does, it's back on Hello
Sport. All of us under the weather.
Was she crook as well?
Yeah, which made me
She had a
better.
reason for it.
She had a reason?
Yeah, like winning gold and that.
Well, you could argue I did too. I did
Fatigued.
fucking 2 weeks of 2 a.m.
You did win gold because I gave you gold.
I won gold, and then I went to Perth.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, the resume would be fucking bizarre. I don't even know what I'd do to go and get a job after, like, if
you know what? How much GST are you allowed to put on a resume? I would love the people to let us know in the comments.
Go find my LinkedIn, which I have tried to delete and I don't know how.
Oh, it's still there.
Dude, it's like, I'm a 6-year radio professional with fucking and I'm trying to just like vajazzle the whole thing up.
How much GST is fair game? Because I feel like in the workforce, there's almost an acceptance that a certain percent is GST.
I think you have to, right? When I got made redundant like in 2019, part of this redundancy package, God, it was fucked, was like, we're going to send, you can go to this like careers advisor person in the city and they can help you like write resumes and shit. And I'm like, oh, fuck me dead. All right. So I had to go to a couple of these things, mainly to appease my wife, who was about to have our first child.
So fair. Yeah, it's fair. Yeah.
Fair.
Having a job whilst having a child.
Kid on the way. Bushfires, COVID.
Reasonable.
And just them trying to like vajazzle a resume, I'm like, I don't even know what to do here. They're like, you've got to tailor it to the job you're trying to get. You got to put all these different things in there. I'm like, I don't have much to put in here. Like I laboured and I worked in radio. Now I lied on my my labouring resume, which is well documented on the podcast. I just said I could do everything, and then they get in there and they're like, "All right, mate, you're on the jackhammer today," and I went and fucking ruined a bathroom in a mansion. I fucked up all the piping.
You know what the resumes are? They're like the Tour de France, because everyone's on steroids in the Tour de France.
Yeah.
But certain people get caught and they get called dogs.
Yes, that's it.
But it's like, hang on a sec. If I come into the Tour de France just with a normal resume, I'm getting fucking towed up.
I'm getting absolutely fucking pounded and I'm not going to be able to compete here. It's actually a very good comparison.
Whereas it's the same with the resume. If I go in without a steroided up resume, juice to the gills resume, I'm getting pounded by fucking
no
Betty
one's
and
coming
Steve.
near me. Do you think I'm getting put on the Bellevue Hill mansion job for my labouring if I don't say I can jackhammer? No, I'm not, because they wouldn't fucking let me.
You were the Lance Armstrong of resumes.
Exactly. And then I get there and the first thing I'm asked to do when I'm dressed in high vis in a residential site, which isn't actually what you're meant to do, with my brand new boots that they picked out the second I got in
Brand new boots is the biggest giveaway.
First thing they said to me, new boots? I'm like, fuck, cunt. Yes, they are.
You should have messed them up a little bit.
Dude, listen, I was not in the headspace thinking about, I wasn't eyes upping this thing. It was fucking embarrassing.
Well, I mean, you were basically representing the fact that you didn't have any experience, because if you had experience, you would have roughed them up.
Yeah, dude. I actually still have those boots. I held onto them and I've held onto my labouring gear. It's like a suspicious, not suspicious, it's called superstition. I'm like, I don't want to get rid of it.
To remember where you're at?
No, it's just like, if anything, if the shit hits the fan, I've got the boots. I've still got the steel caps. I can always put the steel caps back on.
So if zombies hit Earth, you've got the steel caps ready to go.
Mate, but I more mean like, if I find myself without gainful employment, I can always go back to lying about jackhammering.
So look, we've come up to basically resumes are like the Tour de France.
Yeah.
If you're not on steroids, if you're not juicing your resume up, you're getting left behind, baby.
I'd love to know like what just some phenomenal lies. Like,
let us know in the comment section the biggest lie you ever told in a resume that actually landed you a gig.
Yes, because once you're in there, you're like, okay.
Well, it's hard to get rid of you, pretty much.
Well, yes, but if you get through the whole thing, if you've been able to lie about what X, Y, and Z, and they don't check it, and then you get in there and it's like, oh, I actually don't know how to use Adobe Illustrator. You just got to lie your way through it. Then that's when YouTube comes in handy. That's what I did.
You know what I don't get is a different, like Adobe Illustrator and Adobe Photoshop. Like, I don't understand the difference. Like, they both can kind of do the same thing.
Yeah.
And that's coming from a really basic, like, I just know how to use Photoshop. But I would love to know, what's the difference?
See, I can't use Photoshop at all, but a little bit, but not really. I was always just an audition man and video editor one. What's that one called? Premiere
Pro?
Yeah.
1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2?
No, dude. Where you're cutting between the cameras?
Yeah.
I always found that, and obviously it is a me problem because I haven't found a flaw in fucking Adobe that can't be fixed. But every time I do the 1-2s, I would find it would fuck the whole audio up. And then for some reason the audio was out, so I was cut, change camera.
No, there's already, you can sync it up automatically.
Yeah, of course.
So you get the two.
Of course you can.
You get the audio and it auto syncs it.
Yeah, no, of course you can. I couldn't, so I would probably add like 7 hours.
What is it? Create multi-source? Is that what it's
called?
called?
I don't do it anymore.
You don't do it anymore?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
I think
Well, he does it now.
we use this now.
Of course.
Yeah. I think it was create
Multi-source.
multi-video
something
source or something.
Something
yeah.
along those lines on Premiere Pro. You get the audio. So you'd get the camera audio. So you get the camera, video, and audio. And you'd get the good audio, so just the microphone audio. And what it would do is it would match up, like, okay, the camera audio, which isn't as good, would match up with the actual quality of it, and it would overwrite the camera audio with the good audio.
Yep. I thought there was like AI shit now as well, where you can just like run the whole thing and it like cuts between.
Pretty much. Like, shit they can do now is actually insane.
Yeah.
What I can't believe is, it was only 5 years ago, like removing, maybe a bit longer, 8 years ago, removing the background of a photo took like, you had to get the pencil and be like, beep, 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 beep. Now you can just be like, bump, done. It's crazy.
Yeah. Spend a lot of time in the trenches.
Man. the amount of weekends, like, so I'd work all week and then I'd just sit there all weekend, like just 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, watching an interview that I'd done already.
Yeah, and then going back through it and then being like, oh, fuck, I hate how I said that.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus Christ, now I need to try and trim that.
Oh, my God. Torture
Also,
stuff.
just like my wife being like, you're not making any money for this, so are you? You're just spending all your time like fucking in the spare room just editing shit. Fuck off, Steph. It's my dream. This is my dream.
I'm dreaming. Stop ruining my dream.
Stop ruining my dream, babe. Me and Eddie are talking about fucking something. How
it's
Brad
hilarious.
Parker's an ant.
The best thing about your dream is like, you know, they always make jokes on like Batuta or whatever about two white males putting a podcast together.
I know.
But that's what you did, and it worked.
No, listen,
it
thank
worked.
God. It'd fucking wig me out seeing those when, like, if you're just still trying to,
Yeah,
you're still in the grind.
It would
like,
hurt. It would sting you.
Fuck, that's me, isn't it?
But
it still is me. But listen, it did work out.
It worked. So
it worked. You got to keep grinding. If you're a white guy out there and you got a podcast and a dream,
keep grinding.
Keep grinding. Keep grinding. Jesus Christ.
Oh my God. Sometimes going back and watching, I remember some of my first podcasts. You can go back and look at it on YouTube. The first one was with Bo Ryan. And because I was so poor at the time, had no money, everything was on a credit card. I didn't have two cameras. What I did was I had an old laptop that I'd never used. So I couldn't afford actual cameras. So what I had was one webcam faced to me on top of the laptop. And then I had another webcam. So I was using webcams.
Oh, shit.
The webcams for the footage. And I wanted it to look like Joe Rogan's podcast. So I had like a colourful light behind me.
That's so funny. I found a photo the other day on fucking, I guess it was on an old hard drive or some shit. And it was, I went and got mics, but I got USB mics that plug into the computer, which you could only plug like one into a computer at a time. And I'm like, holy fuck, I've just gone and spent, not, you know, it was probably like $500, but I bought like 4 USB mics thinking, great, this is going to be fucking sick. And then I'm like, oh, Jesus Christ, this is now... what the fuck do you do here? So then I got 4 laptops and I had them all fucking going and then just tried to fucking sync them all up. And then I had them all sitting in wine bottles because it was the only way to get them close enough to the mouth because they were so small. Otherwise, you'd have to be down here into the microphone.
Oh, man.
Safe to say that podcast never.
The thing that stung the most, so early on, I got Andrew Bogut on the podcast.
Oh, yeah.
And so this is super early. Again,
still, he's an NBA player at that point, or is he just out?
I think he may have just been out. Maybe
he's still fucking Andrew Bogut.
Absolutely. Like, this is. I mean, but as in, this is a big deal. You find out why. Not only because it was him. Like it would be easily the biggest guest I ever had. You know, it was an incredible interview. So this is when I was a mature age apprenticeship. So you're on like no money, just come out of leave. Yeah. And so I offered him some money to come on the podcast, and it was like. Put it this way, it was more than half my wage for the week. So it was a lot of money to me.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we did the potty.
Did you take it?
Well, we did the potty, and because I think I went through his manager, so I don't think it was him specifically. Yeah, right. We did the potty. Anyway, like it was incredible. I was like, man, this is such a good get. Like, and this is when podcasts or anything, and it was via Skype. The whole thing just like completely. Did not record, did not work, and I didn't have and so I didn't have the guts to tell him he didn't work, but I still owed him that money, so I had to pay the manager that money, and I didn't get the interview.
Because I was going to say, I was like, I don't remember ever seeing a Bogut interview with you.
Because it didn't work on Skype, and I still had to pay the money even though I didn't have it.
Oh, bruh, that's tough.
Putting that on the credit card and taking it out. Yeah, I think I had to take it out as cash or something. So a cash.
Oh, great! So we got some nice interest rates.
Huge interest rates. Oh man, that stung so bad. Dude. Holy.
Yeah, that's brutal. Forgetting to record at any point. Shout out to Maddie for not recording the greatest podcast we ever did.
Yeah.
We're all in suits.
Yeah.
But like to then have to pay Andrew Bogut's manager to fucking have an interview not go up, you just be like, what the fuck am I doing?
Oh, what the fuck? Mate, yeah. What the fuck am I doing? Whilst also working like 50, 60 hours a week, just going, shit.
I need this. Holy hell.
Alrighty, first, Tommy Trbojevic reportedly approached Manly to take $750K off his deal over the next 2 seasons to make up his time in India. Thoughts on this, mate? NRL rejected it.
Listen, obviously the NRL aren't pro nice guy. They're not pro fucking just a guy trying to do right by the game, really. This isn't about doing anything right by Manly. This is right by the game. Like, you know, this is just about a player going, it's sort of setting a standard, I think, for players just generally, right? Like, you paid this money, but if you're injured all the time, then give me it back. Give me the money back. Could he not, like, instead of taking it off the future cap, which is illegal, and I can see how that would be a problem, just give money that you've literally got in your account right now. Because then you go,
Manly.
just back pay. You go, listen, the cap's already fucking done for last year. Let me pay you back for all the times I weren't here.
Yeah, but so where would that money be used then?
Fucking on getting someone else. Topping up one of our good players.
I think it's just more evidence of Manly trying to cheat the cap.
Fuck off. It's not cheating the cap. This is good, honest rugby league.
This is just typical Manly trying to cheat the cap.
Tommy is so nice. He's like, I'm publicly trying to cheat the cap. Like, I'm not trying to do anything dodgy. I just want you to know I'd like to give money back. $750K?
Over 2 years. 2 years. That is like, when it comes into like one of the greatest all-time gestures, it is like greatest all-time gesture.
Now, you could, if you're a cynic, and I'm not, because Tommy Turbo is one of the greats, you could be like, yeah, dude, that was the easiest fucking thing. You knew you were never going to have to give that money back.
Oh, that is
That's not what I'm saying. I'm hearing from the people, these pieces of shit who are trying to talk bad about Tommy Trbojevic.
So, okay, for those people, not you, for those people.
Me. Fuck no.
So this is what you reckon. Okay, this is what happened. So Tommy went to the club knowing the NRL wouldn't do it. But the club didn't know the NRL wouldn't do it. So the club was like, oh, yeah, that's a great idea. So the club doesn't know, but Tommy knows. And the club go and the NRL go, no, you can't do that. And the club goes, oh, shit, we didn't know that. And Tommy's sitting there going, I knew the whole time.
No.
And on top of all that, that's not what you're saying. No, but this is what, and on top of all that, what I'll do is, this is Tommy, I'll do that knowing they're going to reject it. Yep. Then I'm going to leak it to the media so people think I'm a good bloke.
Yep. Now, that's a fucking awful, awful accusation. And not what I'm saying. Now, if anyone was going to do it as well, it wouldn't be him to be his manager, unless they manage themselves. I don't think they do. But that's the grubby shit managers do. That's not a...
How would the club not know? The club would immediately go, you can't do that.
But that's the point generally. I'm like, how's this even... Of course you can't do that. Also, semantics. If you're just looking to get rid of money...
It's in future contracts.
They would have known, but they would have thought, what have we got to lose?
Yeah, what do we got to lose?
Might as well ask.
We'll just ask.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, what does Tommy gain? Okay, I'm a bit more of a good bloke. Like, everyone already knows Tommy's a good bloke.
He's already it's just, you know what, dude? Like, unless Manly has to do something awful for him to leave the club. Anytime his contract's coming up and there's all this speculation, what are the Trbojevics going to do? Oh, fuck, the Bulldogs are getting rid of your big war chest.
Imagine if the Bulldogs had got him. Could you imagine if they had got him?
I wouldn't be here today. I would be in a fucking bed still crying. But there's just no way. There's no way. They do not want to go anywhere. They're just the greatest Australians.
I feel sorry for people to think that this is just complete horseshit and it would never happen.
I know, but I was reading some of the comments when you put up a post and people were like, if you fucking believe this, you'll believe anything. I'm like, I felt sorry for him because I'm like, do you really think there's no good in the world that people don't like money? Like, if I'm already on $1 million a year and I've been making $1 million for 5 years and I had to give up $250K a year for us to like win a premiership, I'd consider it. Like, if I'd already been earning millions and millions and millions. I'd publicly consider it. I'd certainly leak that I'm considering it. But I'd let everyone know I'm like, really considering it.
How cynical have you got to be to think, like, people have done way more generous things humanity has done way more generous things than give...
Bullshit.
Take a pay cut.
That's one of the more... It's like him, and then I don't know who the greatest...
Mother Teresa.
Yeah, well, Mother Teresa has some skeletons. I don't want to get into it.
Are you a Christopher Hitchens kind of guy?
Listen, I don't know what that means. I know who he is.
Well, he was a big component of writing a book of She Was Actually Evil.
Really?
Yeah. Well, listen. Christopher Hitchens was very anti-religion.
Yes.
And his argument was basically that because she would use science and a lot of people just would die because she refused to step into the modern world. That's what his argument was.
Listen, I don't want to...
That's his argument.
I don't want to peg myself directly to Christopher Hitchens' wagon.
Okay.
May he rest in peace, although he probably doesn't believe that there's an afterlife. Well, he doesn't, so that's fine.
Yeah.
All I'm saying is I've heard that Mother Teresa
had
skeletons in her closet.
Well, even Gandhi apparently has skeletons.
Gandhi, Bradman, all the greats.
There's skeletons everywhere.
Everyone's got skeletons.
And Tommy's,
but Tommy Trebojevic does not have fucking skeletons.
No. Tommy does have no skeletons.
That guy does not have skeletons. He's
the
a
only
rugby league
skeleton
Mother
was he
Teresa.
wanted to give away $750,000.
That's it.
And cheat the cap.
We're not cheat the cap. No, he's not wanting to cheat the cap because he's publicly doing it. Can he not just donate it to someone? Couldn't he just? What about like how many onions can you get for $750,000?
Well, I
like
think
your
the
local...
750 specifically is about like keep getting extra players to the club. I don't think he just wants to give it away.
Really? Are we sure about that? Because I mean, I could use it. I could use a little bit. What if he splits it up?
Sponsor the podcast, and we'll call it the Tom Trebojevic Dirty Merger Podcast. You'll have the official naming rights of the DMP, the Trebojevic Podcast DMP.
Yeah, dude, I'll just call it the Turbo Show if you want.
The Turbo Show.
And I'll just talk about you from start to finish.
And anything you leak to us, we will say as gospel.
Yes, we'll be like, dude, did you hear that Tom Trebojevic has a really big dick and donates money to charity?
And like if you run 340 meters, we'll be like, did you hear he actually did it with like 2 hamstrings completely gone? And he's still on the field.
Yeah. He's really sensitive and sweet and romantic, apparently.
Yeah, if you're single. Is he single?
Don't think so, but that's all right. There's just perception here. Listen,
It's
there's brand options.
Yeah,
if you're a sensitive guy, like...
We're just letting you know you have options.
Yes.
If you're in a fight with your missus, we'll be like, oh man, can't believe like, we'll take your side, but we'll do it subtly because she might be like, oh shit, maybe I am in the wrong.
And we're like, hey, did you hear Tommy Trebojevic was really bad about this argument he had with his missus yesterday? And he's really sorry. He's really sorry and he just wants to like...
Or if you break up, we'll be like, oh, did you hear Tommy's like really upset and he wishes he could have his missus back?
Dude, he had his missus back, but he's also completely understanding that if it doesn't work out, that there's plenty of fish in the sea.
He respects her space.
Respects her space, and there's plenty of fish in the sea. If you're interested, we are taking... Here's an email. Just sign up here and we can put you in touch. He has a huge cock.
But he also respects your space.
But he also respects...
He respects a lot of people's spaces.
He respects everyone's personal space, and obviously he wants to hold space for people to have their own personal space in that space.
Pretty much we can be a propaganda Tommy machine.
Complete propaganda arm. If I'm not already that, then I'll fully dial it up.
So let us know. Reach out. $750K. Look, 2 years, $750K. I think it's a fair deal.
Listen, it probably doesn't help that we gave 800 to Schuster, and now he's just sort of like, fuck, what can I do here to try and get it back? But look, what a club. Like what a club. What a terrific club. I'd like to see it go to the Monavale Raiders. You're falling apart at the
seams, the club.
Imagine it going to the Monavale Raiders.
Manly goes up for sale once a year, I reckon.
I'm going to buy it one day. Me and Eddie are going to buy Manly one day.
That would be cool.
That's all we keep trying to spec it into existence.
Good day. In 20 years, good day.
We buy Manly.
Boom.
And then we become really
honestly, costs about $200,000 to buy it.
Well, listen, Tommy, maybe swing us some of that cash out. We'll buy it sooner than we thought. You'll see me hanging around training a lot once I buy Manly.
Alrighty, fellas, if you're looking for the perfect gift this Father's Day, look no further than Manscaped and their collection of products. Give Dad the right tools to look his best with 2 products, the Handyman and the Weed Whacker 2.0. The Handyman is designed for the dad who can fix anything except his facial hair. It's the ultimate shaver for people looking for a closer and smoother finish. The Weed Whacker is for dads who are starting to show a little too much ear and nose hair. Both of these products are cordless and waterproof. Bloke listeners will get you 20% off plus free shipping if you use code BLOKE at manscaped.com for 20% off the perfect Father's Day gift. Graham Annesley has come out and discussed the the calls that may not have been correct over the weekend. He's been quoted. Throughout the course of the season, the referees have been consistent with this. None of that justifies the error that was made on the weekend, so I'm not making excuses. I'm just trying to put some context around it. Because we have been reasonably consistent with this, it sometimes leads to the comments or the discussion we had on the weekend where we've conditioned everyone to recognise what results in a sin bin or a send-off. Then when it doesn't happen, everyone is up in arms. That can only happen if they're getting most of them right, and they are getting most of them right. But it's not good enough to get one wrong in any round of football.
No. So basically, listen, should Stephen Crichton have been sent off is the question you're asking me. What I would like to say to you is we've been doing it too good of a job, and that's obviously why you're so upset. Like, that is the most fucking mentalist shit. Like, if Graham Annesley would just never have lost an argument with his wife ever. Like, that is one of the great fucking twists of all time. Like, yeah, dude, yeah, no, he probably should have been sent off, but like, fuck. We've conditioned you to just expect greatness all the time, and that's why you're so upset. How the fuck did he do that? I'm like, that is. I found myself reading that. I'm like, oh yeah, okay. But it's also
maybe
not
I'm in the wrong. Maybe I am in the wrong for being upset about it.
Well, he also had. I mean, we did send Corey Waddell off on Friday and a Thursday night, and
when it should have probably been Paseka.
Probably.
And when you say sent off, you mean 10 in the bin, obviously.
10 in the bin. Sorry, 10 in the bin, not sent off.
I said this on the show yesterday with Smithy. I really do respect Graham Annesley each Monday getting up there because he could not do. He doesn't have to do that. Like he doesn't have to get up. And I get people go, "Oh, he gets up and he just says sorry and it doesn't change anything." I understand, but at the same time, at least we get something. So I respect that Annesley does that. I really do. It wouldn't be easy, and like it's one of those jobs where
it's a thankless job
because the better you do. You're not getting thanked. You're not getting thanked for being good at your job as a referee. You're just not getting talked about at all.
Yeah.
However, I do think that those comments, it's kind of like, mate, like the last thing a fan wants to hear is the reason why you're so upset is because we're really good at what we do after their player just got head high and didn't get back on the field and it was SJ's last game. Like, do you think Warriors fans sitting there going, oh, you know what? You're totally right. Like, you've been giving us such great calls all year.
Yeah.
That we're just angry because of that.
Oh, no, you're right. Sorry, that is a very... I don't want to say gaslighting because I'm not even 100% sure if that's correct, but I know that's like, you know, a term of the moment. But I feel gaslit. I feel gaslit by Graham Annesley, and I didn't think I'd be saying that ever in my life. Listen, you fucked up, dude. Just come out and be like, yeah, that was a bad call.
I don't understand. I don't understand if you just come out and go, we stuffed up. The guy in the bunker, he's been dropped for the week. We're going to work on his understanding of the head high rule.
What we're actually gonna do is we're gonna see if he's actually seen a game of rugby league before. We're gonna sit him down. We're gonna show him some games of footy. We might even get an old referee to come in. We'll get to sit down with Bill Harrigan. Just get him to watch some rugby league. Probably a little longer than a week, I'd say. He probably needs to sit out for.
But like, I don't understand why you just go, you know what? He's sitting out this week. We're gonna look at where he got things wrong, and we're gonna improve it so that next time it doesn't happen. And then I think a lot of people would just go, you know what? What else can he say? Fair enough.
I think sometimes, like the way you said it there as well, like you can be way less like wordy and bullshitty with like when something goes wrong. Yeah, it was fucked up.
Yeah.
Sorry, everyone. Apologies. We'll deal with it, and we'll try to be better.
Well, he's not in the bunker next week, guys. He's been dropped, and we're going to work on his interpretation of the rule.
Could we shoot the guy? Not kill him, but like, in
the leg or something.
Some sort of punishment.
Yeah.
People want to see a punishment. People want to see, like, especially Warriors fans, and I'm half Kiwi, I understand it.
You get it. You
like,
feel it.
You're just some sort of a violent, whether we get him knocked out. Can we head high him and go, now this is why this needed to be at least 10 in the bin. Because this is what happens when you get hit in the fucking head with the shoulder of a 6'5" Adonis in Stephen Crichton.
He's such an Adonis. It's the year of the critter.
Yeah, bro.
Like, he is so hot. Like,
it's critter season.
It's critter season. He is so hot right now.
Yeah.
He can't do anything wrong.
Literally.
Like, he nearly killed a legend of the game.
Fucking almost killed a guy, and it's like, well, there were some mitigating circumstances. It is his year.
Yeah.
So we have to let this go.
Sean Johnson should have asked that. Like, what's the mitigating circumstances? And they would have gone, well, he's so hot right now.
It's critter season?
Yeah.
Do I need to explain that to you, Sean?
Pretty sure you should be aware of that, bro.
Yeah. Seems like a good time to hang up the boots if you can't tell that.
But look, no one thinks critter did it intentionally. You watch the tackle, it's just an unfortunate accident that went wrong, that certain thing he probably could have pulled out. He didn't need to raise his shoulder into contact. 10 in the bin would have sufficed, and then bring him back on. So, and also the Bulldogs. I personally, even if Critter goes off at that 10 in the bin, I probably still would have backed the Bulldogs to win it.
Yeah.
So it's not to suggest that the Bulldogs wouldn't win the game. It's more just about the Warriors were robbed of a fair opportunity to.
And the game was tight, wasn't it? At that point,
at that point, the Warriors, I think, they were ahead.
Yeah.
And they'd already lost the centre. And also, Mitch Barnett got head high later by Max King. So the Warriors fans are sitting there going, we got head high twice. Yep. Couldn't get a sin bin.
Listen, I'm also just want to have it on the public record, devastated Stephen won't be playing this weekend against Manly.
Oh, yeah, Devo?
Fucking, oh, God.
You're scared of him?
No, I'm devastated. I'm just saying I'd prefer to beat a full-strength Dogs. When we win, I don't want people like you and the fucking...
What are you talking about? I've backed Manly this week.
Good. It's probably because Critter's not playing. But
no, it's because I think that your key players in these big games, after the absolute Barry Crocker you had, will stand up.
Yeah, I agree.
And Tom hasn't paid. Look, Tom hasn't paid his fee yet. Like, of obviously being a sponsor of the podcast.
No.
So this is all just natural propaganda of Tom. Like, I actually like him as a player. He is so fucking back right now. It's not funny.
Dude, that guy's back.
Oh,
you want to try someone back again? I'm going to also echo your comments. Not propaganda yet. when he was in that 2015, his Dally M form. 2021. It was like, oh, just give me the ball.
Yeah.
Just give me the ball and I'll make something happen.
Yeah.
And when we were fucked, the only reason that we even came within 4 points or 8 points, whatever, of that game was like off kick returns. There was one where he just went like, it was off a kickoff, we must have just scored, and he's just got it. And then like 2 seconds before contact, he just accelerated and just runs straight through 2 defenders' hands. And okay, now we're on again. Or that try close to the line where it's like, 5th tackle, there's fucking nothing happening.
He's a front rower.
Just give me the ball.
He's like as strong as a front rower, but as fast as your fastest outside back.
Yeah.
It's actually insane. And even like in the last 10 of that game, he was genuinely just give me the ball. And it's like the defense just was like...
Shit themselves.
Just like literally poo in their pants
Yeah.
going, I don't know what's happening right now. I mean, the turbo fucking... tornado.
Yeah, turbo tornado. Yeah. And that's when you're in the turbo tornado, when you realise that you're in it, that's when you start to poo yourself uncontrollably.
You're like you're getting turkey
yeah, you're getting spun around, you're shitting yourself, and there's nothing you can do. Everyone around you, or them, not me, shits himself. They don't know what to do. They see you get the ball and they're like, holy fuck, something's going to happen.
It's hot.
It does.
It's hot.
But in that game, again, not an excuses guy because Manly lost that game. That was a loss by the Manly Sea
Sound
Eagles.
like a big excuses guy.
No, fuck no. I just want to lead that with because it's not an excuse here. We lost.
Okay.
And I'm very happy for the Tigers, and I hope the Eels get the spoon. But Jesus Christ, 30 minutes, 12 players, like, jeez. And there were some bullshit calls. Jeez, that's tough. Anyway, that's.
But it's not an excuse.
No, it's not an excuse. I'm just saying it was some bullshit.
Okay. So it wasn't your ill discipline of head highing blokes?
No. No. It was
It should have been forced in bins.
No, it was.
Waddell and Paseka should have gone.
No, bullshit. It was, listen, it was just bullshit. That's all it was. That's all. But we lost the game, and congratulations to the West Tigers. Happy for you. By this weekend, God, I want the Eels to fucking lose. Like, that's also a gift to the league, right? That's a pretty good gift to the league. We're a generous club.
Okay.
Eels getting the spoon, it would be... Who doesn't want to see that story?
I don't want to see that story.
Well, so who do you want, Tigers?
Yeah, I mean, like, Tigers already won. It's almost like desensitised to it to a degree.
Oh, really? So you prefer... Geez, that's... Okay. Wow. Anti-Tigers guy over here.
I don't want anyone to win the spoon, but...
Oh, shut the fuck up. Someone's got to win the spoon. You got to want someone.
Yeah, you don't want it to happen. I
but
think
it's already happening, right?
I would rather...
Who do you want?
I've got more friends, I think, in Eels.
Okay, right.
Closer to Eels players.
I shockingly had very few friends at the Eels or anywhere.
Yeah, I don't want to see Mad Dog Gutho. I love Gutho. I don't want to see him.
I love Gutho too.
Sounds like you hate him.
No, I love Gutho. We preface anytime Eddie knows players, huge, like love the players. The club though, as an entity, the Parramatta Eels, fuck those cunts. With respect.
Who do I, like, all jokes aside, who would I rather win the spoon?
Nice mix up, change things up. Good for the Tigers. You want Benji, Galvin,
Yeah,
young kids.
but like the Eels have had injuries, so it's kind of like, you know, it's almost like unfair that they win the spoon because they got smashed with injuries, whereas Tigers haven't. Have they been really smashed with injuries? I'm sure I have some Tigers fan in the comment section going through every injury that he's had.
I'm sure.
Have had injuries.
Lob fella.
Who?
Lob.
I don't know who that is.
Listen, Eddie bet on him 1 week to score 2 tries and for the Tigers to win, and it was like one of the worst bets I've ever seen in my life. I don't know, and then he got injured. I don't know. Sure, the Tigers probably having injuries, but it's like they're fucking going for their third. Do you want to kick a club while they're down?
Yeah, that's a good point. You don't like 3 in a row. Benji's you first year.
It'd actually be that's a positive. Benji getting them off the bottom in his first year. You know, Lockie Galvin. Everyone loves Lockie Galvin.
Yeah,
fucking.
I don't want Gutho and Dillbags to get a spoon.
I do.
He was going for their 15th spoon.
Holy shit.
That's good.
That is hectic.
That's huge.
That's the most out of the current teams. The most is actually Western Suburbs with 18.
So the Eels are the most spoon
currently. Yeah.
Currently.
Yeah.
With like current teams.
Because
yeah,
like West.
Yeah, because like if you add Western Magpies and Balmain, it's 22, but you can't do that. So
you can't do that.
No.
That's not fair.
That's not fair.
So
at
it's
all.
the Eels.
It's the Eels.
So they're going with their 15th. Manly's never had one.
What a fall for the Eels. Like I know they've been smashed with injury, but a spoon, no one. And they've actually been getting close to top tier sides recently.
That's the thing, right? They're actually not playing that bad. I don't think they'll get it. I actually think they'll probably win.
They'll win that game.
But then, like, I mean, fuck
No,
the
no,
Tigers.
Tigers have been pretty good
Tigers have been
lately.
okay. The fine hours, where did they come from?
So hot. Samuela Fainu.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. Oh, you know where they did come from, Manly.
Yeah, I knew that. I did know that. Dude, I saw a photo post-game of Samuel Fino standing next to Hamole. I'm like, oh.
He's huge.
They're the same fucking size.
Imagine him and Samuela on the
Edges.
Hamole and Samuela on your edges at Manly.
What the fuck were we
Holy.
thinking? And then Latu putting that safe ass through. I'm like, oh, even I came seeing that. That was fucking beautiful.
Manly are going pretty good, though.
No, I'm not complaining.
Yeah.
And Luke Brooks, the rescue dog. I'm a Brooks guy now.
Yeah, he didn't have the best game against the Tigers.
That's fine.
Yeah.
I get that. You're a rescue dog. You've been brought out of a traumatic place.
Back into the traumatic
and then you're
place.
brought back into your trauma. Like, I can
I
understand
feel sorry
that.
for Brooksy because they booed him while he was there, and then they booed him for leaving. It's like breaking up with your girlfriend
didn't
and then
want you
getting
up.
angry that she moves on.
Yeah.
It's like,
I know.
well, hang on a sec. You broke up with me.
You dumped me, and then I go and I find someone else, and you're still not happy for me.
He's getting booed playing for the Tigers and against him.
There's a part of me that doesn't want him to play until finals. I'm like, you just sit this out. Did you just rest? You just recuperate?
Why?
You
Because
just get ready?
worried that his form might drop.
No, I'm just like, I don't even want to say it because I'll jinx it, and then I'll fucking. But if God forbid something happened to him before finals,
Oh, that would suck. Yeah, touch wood. This is
touch
actual
wood.
wood. Too. This is
dude.
actual
Yeah,
wood.
no, this
too.
is real wood.
This is real wood.
This
so
is
it's
real
been
wood.
touched.
And if something does happen, I will take full responsibility.
Alrighty, South fine Latrell. $1 billion, but they suspended
was trying to work.
999 million trillion.
Trillion.
But in reality, South fined Latrell 100 grand, but they suspend 80 grand, so they've fined him 20 grand. Let's go over this.
No. They fined him 100 grand. They've suspended some of it.
What is with that suspended? Like, is it to is it to make it look more hectic to the public?
Yeah, because I mean, you could just go, we've fined him 20 grand, but if he does it again, there's another 80 coming.
Yeah. But to go, he's been fined 100 grand, but he's also not actually been fined.
No, he hasn't been fined 100 grand at all. It's
Who do you reckon came up with that? Like, it must have been someone that was trying to protect his mate, thousands of years ago. Whereas, you know what? I'll tell the public that you're sentenced for death, but your death has been suspended for 70 years.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. We're going to give you 70 years. I know you're already 50, so there's probably a chance you're just going to die
first.
Causes. Listen, it's a great play. It's like marketing. It's management. It's like it's the flashing light.
And also, it's like
look over here.
It's also a little short ball to the media for the headline.
Yes.
They're like, oh, we're also taking care of you because we know you can rip in you on. You love to write headlines about Trell, so we'll give you the 100 grand headline. But in reality, it's down at the 20K.
It's actually only $20,000.
Oh, that's good stuff.
I like it. 100 grand would.
It's ridiculous.
It feels ridiculous.
Actually ridiculous.
It feels ridiculous.
$100,000.
But then I wonder what you do. So as a percentage of an overall contract, right? So let's just go with 20 grand. Trell on $1 million-ish, whatever. 20 grand's relatively insignificant compared to if you're on 300 grand and you're getting so
Well,
it's
I'm just
hard to
reading
have.
this. So it's 40 grand he's been suspended. He's got, because it says the NRL sanctions is 1 match ban, 20 grand fine, and then appropriate remediation and education, whatever. And then in addition, the club sanction is 100 grand fined and 20 grand, which is payable immediately.
Yep.
So Souths have fined him 20, NRL's fined
So he's
him
been
20.
fined $40,000.
I don't think that's unreasonable.
40 grand, holy!
And he's got he hasn't exactly had the best behaved year.
Well, so let's take away on the field stuff because that's not really relevant
No.
to this kind of. It's just that's on the game. So he's had the swearing interview, which is I don't like. Yeah, come on, it's not professional, but at the same time, not a big deal to me. Outside of that, what has he had this year? He wrestled with his mates, and he ended up finding out that they actually got unfairly.
Well, no, that's
maligned.
play on. Yeah, it's true.
What has he actually done off the field?
There's not a shitload when you put it like that where you're like, oh, he didn't really do a whole lot off the field other than that interview. But maybe
They're looking at his career, like the gun stuff.
He's sort of. There seems to be a sentiment that he hasn't been pulled into line by Souths ever really, and so at some point you need to
I'm just trying to think though, what?
Maybe there's more that goes on that you don't see as well.
Maybe we don't. I don't know, but I'm just trying to look at it. Okay, so obviously you had the stuff during COVID, which was 2 or 3 years ago. does that accumulate over years, or do you get your punishment for that and you get a fresh slate? Because in regards to let's go 12 months, like you're just looking at the 12 months, like off field, I don't actually think he's done that much wrong. Now,
could there be a chance that he's getting fined for other people's behaviour as well? So, like, has anyone else done something stupid where it's like, well, we can find Latrell?
Just put it on Latrell's.
We'll put that on Latrell's tab. Is there anything like, are we retroactively getting some people in trouble?
Is there anything that we're misremembering?
No, I'm going through.
Look, I think 40's actually fine.
I reckon 20, 30, but look, it's not crazy. It's not crazy.
Val got fined 25.
Yeah.
And
who?
Val Holmes.
Yeah.
And the NRL fined him.
That was a hilarious joke.
That was a hilarious joke.
That was a hilarious joke.
The NRL fined Latrell 20 or 25. So it's kind of the same. And then South decided.
Oh, so South have just decided.
South have thrown it on top. They've had a bit of pressure.
So it's almost like
the fucking marquee player at the club.
Okay. So we're almost conflating two things here, because it's just Rabbitoh's choice to do that.
Yeah.
Like whereas in regards to the fairness of it, it's actually quite fair because it's about the same as Val's, except Val's was obviously a joke.
There was listen, that guy's a comedian.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. If this is where if the Rabbitohs this is what they see, then I guess I see that fair enough. We were conflating the two, but when in reality we should just be looking at what the NRL has done.
Yeah.
And the NRL has done it's pretty.
Val actually got fined more, 25, and Latrell 20.
Well, I mean, you could make the argument that like Val's was like onto his social.
Yeah.
It's literally he had something in his mouth.
He had something in his mouth.
He had something in his mouth, which we don't know what it was.
And it was posted to his socials.
Yes.
Whereas this was Trell being 25.
And you could argue, and I'd argue this in a court of law, and I did on the podcast against Tobler and Eddy, who are fucking dumb. Whilst the photo of Trell and the White Walker it doesn't look good. It looks like what he's been accused of doing is what he's doing. Compared to the Omo debacle with Cheese and Money or the fucking Val one, you actually can't tell me he's doing anything.
Comparatively speaking.
Compared to how much
he might just be a House of the Dragon fan.
He could have just been he could have just come from like a House of the Dragon
set,
like fantasy fan fiction fucking party.
And so it was just a Targaryen.
It was a Targaryen meetup, dude. That's all it was.
Val actually got fined by the Cowboys as well.
How much?
So it was 100,000 altogether.
Suspended?
But 50 of it was suspended. So he's actually had to cough up 50
So he's
grand.
50 and Trell's 40.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's reasonable then. That's reasonable. That everything I said before obviously is incorrect because that's about the same.
That's about.
Yeah, fair enough. I just want Trell to fully take on board what's happened and just be the best version of himself. Like I really I want him to just fully on the straight and narrow and just ready to go next season.
Yeah.
The last thing I'd want is he come back, gets unhappy, and more drama. I just want him killing it. I just want him killing it.
It looks like
happy too.
His suspension is going to be next year because the bottom of the release says suspension is to be served once a player is fit and available to return from injury.
I can't even understand a world where there would be any other way to suspend someone.
Well, no. What the argument was?
Can't fucking play.
Well, the argument was that he might have been available to play. He's like. So before this happened,
which is bullshit.
There were talks that he could get back before the end of the season.
Yes. Yeah.
And then this all happened and they said he's going to take the rest of the year off. And then there was argument that they were going to push back on, the Rabbitohs were going to push back and say, no, we want him to suspend, to have his this year. And then they've gone, I think the NRL's gone, no. You already said that he's gone away.
Yeah. No, bro. You get suspended.
South just went off too early. It's unfortunately it's their own fault.
Yeah, exactly right.
However, I do think that I just want Trell on the field playing footy. He's missed so much footy over the last few years. Some in his control, some not in his control. I just want him back on the field.
Consistent rugby league football from Latrell.
Just get him on the field, happy, playing, killing it. South fans love him again, all that kind of stuff. And I'm sure
from South though, they really should have just shut the fuck up until they worked out what it was, and then being like. Funny you say that. Latrell, his Liz Frank or whatever the fuck it was.
Good to go.
It's actually good to go. I'm pretty sure Manly did that after the Battle of Brookvale when all the fucking players are rushing to the sideline to jump on Adam Blair and Glenn. Brett has just hooked it. You see him come in and he's so goddamn quick, Brett Stewart, greatest football club time, they say, and he flew in and then like sort of missed it all and flew off, landed, fucked his medial ligament, and he was like 4-week injury or some shit. And then
they didn't say.
Got a
They just kept
suspension,
naming.
and they were like, oh yeah, well he was going to be back this week. And
Every club does it.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people are going to say, oh, you know, why does Latrell get like no, like every club does his stuff.
fucking
guys.
oath you do that. That's just eyes up. Of
Yeah.
course you do that.
But as I said, I just want, you know, fully back playing good footy, and just I want South fans just to be fucking stoked with Trell killing it.
Yeah.
He's so good, such a good footy player.
Breaking news. According to the Daily Telegraph, Gutherson, apparently there's a plan for him to play a roaming role next year, similar to Dylan Walker and at the Warriors and Wishart for the Storm. Could wear the number 13 jersey at times.
Yeah, I thought as soon as they signed Iongi, I know Timmy didn't think so, but as soon as they signed Iongi, I was like, I think that he'll probably have to move position.
But so what, like a centre then?
Or
Or 13.
No, they're saying not centre. They're saying probably off the bench or 13 as a Dylan Walker or Wishart kind
And I
of
think
role.
that the reason
Sorry,
why...
Dylan Walker. I was thinking Dylan Brown for a second.
Yeah. I think the reason why it was only recently that Riles came out and said, no, he's huge. He's a huge part of our plans.
Donk.
Will probably be because he would have spoken to Gutho and said, are you willing to play multiple positions? But Gutho has been saying for years, I'll play wherever the team needs me. I'll play where the team needs me. So, yeah, it looks like they're... Because I think Gutho still has so much to offer.
Also,
How old is he?
29.
Fucking heaps.
And he's the heart and soul of the club.
Yeah.
Like, jeez.
A goer.
Goer of note.
Thoughts on... They're going after Jaden Brayley as well, the Eels,
Oh, yeah.
for next year.
Well, just like with Brayley, if he's injury free, good to go. Fucking
Yeah.
oath. Fucking oath. Just unfortunately, he's just so unlucky with injury.
He is unlucky with injury.
Bloody
But
good player,
He
though.
seems like a player that would be sought after.
Brayley?
Injuries pending, yeah.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
and he's a good quality NRL hooker.
and he's a bloody good bloke, and
Yeah.
like he's got a good attitude, a good trainer, like 100%.
The guy has a year-round business time haircut.
Oh, yeah.
Like he's never sort of like,
He's got the same haircut since he was about 6.
yeah, exactly. He's never like allowing, he's business time all the time.
That's what Angus Crichton said that his haircut was a business time. So that might be a sneak peek.
Dude, I fucking, when he put that up, I left a comment on the thing and I go, I'm just been sucking my own dick with this the last week because I go business time haircut for a businessman at the business end of the season, and then he goes out and scores 3. And then he puts up a photo being like business. I was like, oh, why didn't I bet on that cunt? I'm a fucking idiot. But I like that. I like Brayley at the Eels. I mean,
injury free, 100%. So they desperately need.
And he's played 21 games this year, so...
Yeah,
get away
I
from
think so.
Newcastle.
And I think you'd have to assume Newey will be paying some of his contract, so that's
Yes.
good for the Eels contract, salary cap, sorry. RCG most likely moving on. I was always a bit iffy, not in regards to like, I'm sure in a perfect world they want to keep RCG and Polo, but I was always a bit iffy. I think they're both on a big wicket. And so I thought that Riles would probably look at it and go, we can't afford to have 2 front rows on 900 grand. Like,
I thought the Eels' whole thing under Brad Arthur was like, we don't pay over like 750 for anyone. Like, so how is there all of this like, oh fuck, he's on too much?
well,
I thought that was their like strategy.
I don't know about the 750 for anyone. I think they just had certain people that they were willing to pay a lot for, and others like that they felt weren't on that tier. Like, so for example, Marnie, they offered him massive unders, and he was just like, that's just so unreasonable, I can't take it.
Yeah. They'd have to regret that now, wouldn't they?
For sure. Their roster management since the grand final, I think, has been... Don't get me wrong, I'm not suggesting they should have kept everyone since the grand final, but I do think that they should have found a way to keep at least 1 or 2 of those players. Marnie for sure. Like, Marnie, they should have found a way to keep him, in my opinion. And the Dylan Brown contract is very, very strange. Now, Dylan Brown has come out and said, basically, don't stress, it's all good, so hopefully that sees, hopefully he's right. All right, use code Joe for $7 off Ty this week. Minimum spend $20. That is right. Tarpanet was our hungriest player, but he's already been our hungriest player. So use code Joe for $7 off.
I was like, who the fuck is Joe?
Use code Joe for your order on Menulog, guys. Each week on Menulog, you get discounts. So make sure to download the app if you're going to get food to your house, and use code Joe for Ty this week. Minimum spend $20.
I've almost forgotten that there's an NRL player called Joe. You know what I mean?
Well, it's Joseph.
No. I understand. I'm just like Joe. I'm like, is there a last name? Joe?
Is Joe like an American-ish name? Or am I just thinking, am I thinking that because of Joe Rogan? Do you still listen to Joe Rogan much?
Not as much. It's only I've only ever listened to Rogan when I'm like, there's someone I think's interesting.
Yeah, okay.
I'm not like one of those devout. I'm listening.
I thought you were a big Joe Rogan guy for a period there.
No, when there's like someone good on, because there's a lot of fucking like. another comedian and they sit there and just talk about fucking how good comedy is, and you're like, all right, like I love comedy too, but I'm not like, I don't give a fuck. But
or like just the same political talking notes over and over.
I'm again just political, any talking notes either side. I'm just like,
blow my brains
I'm
out.
fucking over it at the moment.
Blowing my brains out.
And then you go on Twitter and then I'll find myself in some absolute rabbit hole and I'm like, oh wow, Twitter's fucking all over the shit.
I don't open.
This place is insane.
I literally don't open Twitter.
I like to for sporting shit, and then I like it every once in a while when I'm trying to fucking twist my brain. And then recently, I'm like, it's
too much.
Or like if something when Trump got shot, I'm like, then I'm interested.
Big moments in history.
Big moments, but otherwise, I'm just like, no, fuck no.
Man, I just don't open it. I just don't want to go near it. It's too much.
No,
it's too much.
I don't know what the fuck I'm listening to really at the moment, podcast wise. Not Rogan.
When you do a lot of podcasts, you actually don't listen to that many podcasts.
Yeah, it depends. I've got to have like free time to do it. So, I'm trying to kill time. But I'm an NRL 360 guy. Shout out to Braithen Astor.
Shout out.
But like, that's not really a podcast, is it?
Not really. Not really. I do YouTube videos.
Same.
But I'll just like put it on
in the background like a podcast.
Close my phone and you just hear the audio pretty much.
Have you got do you have to... Don't you have to pay extra for that?
No, the premium. Yeah, I pay premium.
Oh, you pay premium?
Easy, mate. The premium is so worth it. No ads. It's like $10 a month.
I've never even looked into it.
And it's like no ads. Plus, obviously, you can also close your phone and just be sweet.
Can you use it across like it's not So if we have our I just use our fucking Hello Sport YouTube, right? I don't have a personal one, but like if you anyone can then use that. Like
100%.
And you can download videos that you can watch on the plane.
Oh, really?
Yeah. The amount of times I've just I'm about to get on a plane, I'll see something interesting, boom, download it quite quickly.
It's only $10 a month though.
I think about that.
Whatever.
It might have gone. You know what? When I signed up, it was like $7. It's probably fucking $1,000 a month.
That's what happens. That's how they
just
get you.
Rank you up.
Yeah, they fuck you.
But yeah, I'm a big YouTube guy. Huge YouTube guy.
Yeah. But then
$13.99.
My algorithm.
$13.99.
Yeah.
For no ads on YouTube, that's a win for me.
That is good. Our algorithm is also fucked because I use it, Seb uses it, fucking Eddy uses it, Toby uses it. So I'm like, I'll go in there and I'm like, Sebo's had to find some weird soundtrack for a golf video he's editing. I'm like, what the fuck is this?
Sometimes I can see when Maddie's been on it, and then he obviously goes, oh shit, I'm still on bloke.
Because what? He's like fucking looking up.
Nah, it might be it'll be things for the podcast or something. And I'll be like, oh, yep, Maddie's been here. But
Maddie's been on here watching weird shit.
Yeah. Weird anime.
Well, that's you.
Nah, I've never been an anime guy.
You are an anime
guy. No.
Yes, see, now you are. Hentai porn, anime.
Now you're conflating video games and anime. They're not the same thing.
I'm not saying they're the same thing.
It's like it's two different totally genres.
Hentai, anime.
Hentai. No wonder you're a big Twitter guy. Isn't that hentai is massive on Twitter?
I don't even really know what hentai is. I'm just sort of saying things, but I know that there's like a hentai.
Don't walk away from it now.
I'm not walking away, dude. I'm here. I'm here, accusing you of being into hentai porn. Is that that's like Asian porn, right? Is that cartoon
anime
porn?
stuff? I think.
Yeah, there you go. That's you.
But I don't like anime.
Come on, mate. Yes, you do. You always talk about anime when we're on
Literally
here.
never talk about anime.
We've always got to edit it out of the podcast. It gets fucking weird. I was like, Maddie, cut this out, but I was jerking off to edit.
Cut this out, but I'm just going to let the boys know what I was doing.
I've just been beaten off to anime porn. Jesus, Denon, we're just talking about fucking the Raiders.
This is a rugby league podcast.
What is going on? This is a rugby league preview podcast of the weekend.
Yeah, it's called Preview. No rugby league preview. Okay, race 8 spot. Dragons looking like they're in the box seat. Brizzy, Broncos, the Dolphins, Newey, Canberra. Matter of fact, Fox League and KO, they did basically like some maths or whatever of who's most likely to make the 8th position. St. George is at number 1 at like 30 whatever percent. Newey is at number 2 at like 20 something percent. Broncos, I think 3. Canberra is at 5th at like 2%. Dolphins just below.
Okay. Interesting. It's obviously, I guess a lot of it's got to do with who's playing who. It's fun. You know what? I like that this time of year where there's shit on the line and there's all these games that have meaning to them over the weekend. So it is going to be interesting to see. What I need to try and get my head around so that I know what I'm looking at is like, can any of those teams afford a loss? Because they're all on 22 though, right? So couldn't they all technically?
No.
Well, because like the Broncos, who the Broncos play?
Broncos play the Dolphins
weekend, and then they play the Storm. Who will have had all their players back. So
exactly. So the Broncos, if they make it, it'll be incredible. But you know,
it would actually be fucking absurd.
But I doubt it. I think I think you're probably going to find it'll be Newey or St. George.
See, I see that. I know we'll get to your tips and shit, but like, I think I don't know why. Again, no reason to trust anything I think, but I just like the Titans this weekend.
Really?
Because I feel like the Knights. Someone made a good point. They're like, the Titans have nothing to play for, so maybe they don't give a fuck. But then I'm like, sometimes I feel with the Knights are a side where they aren't good enough to be like, fuck, we've got everything to play for, boys, let's turn up. Like, I feel like they don't have that level of consistency or ability just to like come out and win it.
But then the Titans have gotten pumped like 2-3 weeks in a row now.
But they still manage to score points.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
They've got rugby league points in them.
That's fair.
I don't know. I also...
And Newey struggled to score points.
Newey struggled to score points. I'm also, I don't know, sometimes I'm like I could love the Knights one year and then the next year I just don't. So I don't, I'm biased as fuck.
Outside of Broncos, I want the Dragons to make it because of the story.
Yeah, I don't mind that. Again, and the Dragons are in my less preferred teams going around, but I like Shane Flanagan, you know?
The Broncos, will be the biggest nightmare if they do make it, because if they click, they
Then
could
there's
just 3
trouble.
games. Yeah, and you're just going, you guys have been playing so poor all year, but you'll get Reece Walsh back, you'll get Haas back, and all of a sudden you've got that red hot side so that they genuinely could have 2 or 3 crazy games.
And that I actually think is a storyline I'd like.
That would be cool. Could you imagine?
Just like you come in and just hit that form again and you're like, oh my God.
Everything Reece Walsh does works.
Touch turns to goal and your forwards are all fucking ripping again. Adam Reynolds just back and on.
Yeah, I don't think so. There's been so many weeks now where people have been like, this is the week the Broncos will turn on. Unfortunately, it just hasn't happened. I hope it does. I really do. I really do.
Canberra, I'd be shocked.
If Canberra do, it'll be one of the greatest feats ever from Stewart.
They're paying $36 to do it.
Ruth thinks they'll beat the Roosters this weekend.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know about that.
I don't think so.
I respect Rugby League Guru. A man knows more than I do.
Yeah.
But I'm like, do you?
I can see where he's coming from. I just can't see them backing up like
What they did on the weekend.
Yeah, like
again.
to do that again.
Yeah.
Fucking put them in the top 4.
Seriously.
Like, yeah, it'd be if they, as I said, if they go out and beat the Roosters to get into the top 8 and then win the next week to get in the top 8, like that is because they have to actually play the Dragons then. Yeah. So they would have to go Roosters Dragons to get top 8. That would be amazing.
That would be huge.
I don't mind that yarn, and I don't mind Ricky Stewart in the press conference being like, "He's all fucking count us out. You all hate our guts."
Oh yeah.
And it's like, no, we actually kind of like him.
No,
Ricky.
we actually, Ricky.
I would love.
But that's a Ricky Stewart play, right? You just hate our guts.
I would love one time for a journo to go, Ricky, like we actually really like you, mate.
Yeah.
Like,
Ricky, dude, we think you're a really nice guy, Ricky, and we like Canberra.
Well, you're the underdogs. Your playing group is a really nice bunch of blokes. You're extremely entertaining as a coach.
You're tough.
You're tough. You're a legend of the game. We actually want you to go well.
You're also a sensitive guy. You're not afraid to shed some tears, which shows emotional maturity and an evolution because you came up in an era
How would you
where
respond
crying
to that?
made
Do you
you
reckon
a
he'd just
pussy.
get angry?
Yeah, he'd probably kick you out of the press conference. Don't let that fucking pussy back in here. And you're like, oh shit.
Give me these fucking compliments. They all hate us. They all hate us.
Ricky, we love you. Yeah, he needs a hug. He's like Matt Damon in Good Will Hunting, and you just need Robin Williams to come and go, it's not your fault.
What a moment in that movie.
Great moment.
Where it's like,
Stop it. It's not your fault. It's not your fault. Don't you fucking do that to me.
Don't you fucking do that.
Great.
What a great scene. But I would love Flano to just have that smug look on his face, like everyone doubted me and I fucking made it.
Yeah, and that's what Eddie and I we're like, dude, I think I've tipped the Dragons to come last like every year for the last 5 years. Now, part of that is obviously wishful thinking, but then you're like, just so stupid. Flanagan has built the Sharks up twice and got a premiership with him. Like, he's a fantastic rugby league coach.
Oh, he gets it done. Actually, funny, we got tagged in a the Monday show.
it.
And it's just like, what's funny is the comments, which was, I did appreciate, a lot of the comments were Bulldogs fans going, guys, like, we all thought they were coming.
Yeah, everyone thought that. We're all shocked by this.
What's funny is like, you know, they think it's like, yeah, got him, but I'm stoked. Like, I want to be wrong about that stuff.
Well, I also just think it's funny because, like, you could fucking edit a shitload of content together of all the things that I've said that's wrong. There'd be no shortage.
And
because they did one for us with the Dragons. Someone did a similar one where it was like, the Dragons fucking suck. And then it's like, again, it's like that editing style of the moment. And you're like, whoops.
So for people listening, basically there's a Bulldog fan supporter that put together, so we do our predictions at the start of the year. And basically we just said, we feel the Bulldogs will finish in the bottom 4. And then has the like epic music in the background of like, fuck these guys.
And highlights of them
scoring tries
and
that, which is good. As I said, I love that. First of all, I love that the Bulldogs fans can have that moment. That's what, like, there's nothing better than going into a year thinking your team is not going to go well and them going well.
Bro.
It's the best. It's the best. So, yeah, I like it.
I actually don't know that I've had that experience.
It's the opposite. You usually think they're going
Manly, is it kind of, yeah. Like, I've sort of, from my memory, had Manly always being like a team that you think should make the 8 or isn't very good and doesn't go very well. But to have like some like the Dogs, when it was like you guys were maybe almost a spoon chance last year, for a couple of years you've been shit, and then just to have this year where you're like,
it's been like 8 years since they made the 8.
Dude, Belmore just losing its shit, like that's fucking as pure a sporting moment as you can get.
I did, as I said, I respected the shit out of the comments section though. Their own fans going, bruh. We all thought they were going to.
Yeah, but let's never turn down an opportunity to gloat and hang shit. You have to do it,
especially after the point.
Oh fuck yeah! You don't say it when everyone's predicting they're going to suck.
You don't say it when no one has the information. You wait till it happens, and then you see, fuck you.
Yeah, fuck you. You didn't know what you're talking about. No, I love that.
All right. What do you got there, Matty?
We've spoken about it a couple of times, but thought I'd say it again. They conceded 32 points a game last year. Now they're conceding 16. So they've literally doubled their defensive.
One of the greatest. It's nearly as big as the Cowboys turnaround. Actually, it's a bigger point turnaround actually than the Cowboys in 2022.
32 points a game
16.
is so many points
Think
a game.
about how much.
Holy fuck.
Think about how much of a
insane.
hog you have had going into games knowing that you're going to keep a team to 16.
Yeah.
Like, no, you have to score. Like, you have to keep us below 16 because we'll keep you below 16.
32 points a game is so many points.
That is actually that's a rugby league humping every week.
Every single game, dude.
I wonder why we thought they were going to be bottom 4.
yeah, exactly. Idiots.
Alrighty, don't forget on KO, all 8 games live and ad-free during play on KO. Some key games this week. Bulldogs, Manly. Dolphins, Broncos, Eels, Dragons, exclusive to Fox League and available on KO. Plus, there is so much other content on KO that you can watch that's not just rugby league. They've got boxing content, UFC content, plenty other golf. Whatever you want, they've got it on KO. Alrighty, time for
also,
tips.
just quickly, Hectic Fred and myself are doing a live stream on Friday, Hello Sport YouTube, 6 o'clock.
Ooh, what game?
Dogs Manly. Hectic Fred, the Lebanese Bulldogs dribbler of our time.
Okay.
And so we're going to be in there. Listen, I love Hectic Fred, but unfortunately, this Friday, I'm not going to be so fucking friendly.
Oh.
Well,
like threatening
I'm not going to
violence?
threaten the man.
Sounds
but
like a threatening violence.
I'm going to have to be abusive. I can't help that. And he, to me, I would assume.
How was last week's live stream where you got pounded in the core of the earth and you had a Manly legend with you?
Yeah, dude, that was tough. And I was sick as a dog, and I was just trying to keep it together. And I'd had very little sleep because I was just sweating every night. Mate, listen.
And Eddy had enough for the both of you.
Eddy, well, listen, he was actually sick as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I thought he was just having a good time.
He wasn't as sick as me.
I thought he was having a good time, though.
Oh, listen, Eddy has an ability just to go. I don't know. That'll catch up with him at some point, right?
Okay.
He's a bit younger than you and I.
Okay.
At some point, that will stop. And
It's funny because he looks the oldest.
Well, exactly. And that's probably why. He'd probably look like fucking 16 if he slowed down. But that was tough, especially because it was 16-0 and we were very confident. We were all starting to suck our own dicks a little bit.
You're smelling your own farts.
Yep. Yeah, it was tough. But again, when Manly lose, we win from a content perspective.
You always win.
But
win or learn.
Win or learn. But I prefer.
Win or learn.
Yeah.
Win or earn.
Win or earn?
Yeah.
But I would have preferred to win, Denon. I would have preferred to win on a live stream with fucking Steve Menzies.
Like you got the beaver.
Yeah.
The goat.
Yeah.
And you got pounded into the corner.
He actually started blaming me for the fucking loss because I, at one point, started talking about how well we were going and how much we were going to win by. And he was like, the moment you said that, cunt.
Yeah, well, I blame Matty for us losing the grand final.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What, did he say something?
He said the worst thing you can say. He goes, you've done it. You've won it. It's over.
Oh, cunt.
And we're in the stadium, and I go, shut the fuck up, Matty.
Oh.
It was when Yo came off the field, I was like, oh, it's done.
Fuck, maybe you told me that before. I would have killed you, dude. That is, holy shit.
Bro,
You've done it.
You've done it. You've won
No
it.
wonder you just got up and walked out silently afterwards. That's exactly what I would have done. It's like, Matty,
Bro,
see you on Monday, cunt.
And it all lined up so perfectly because if they had have won, the Broncos had have won, that means they won on the year of my son's birth. So it's like, so everything was lining up.
Everything perfect.
Everything was lining up
Yeah,
perfectly.
just one of the greatest year of your life.
Yeah, and then Matty ruined it.
You fucking ruined it. Good. Well done, Matty. Respect.
Cowboys Storm, who you going?
Dude, obviously I'm going to go the Cowboys because all the Storm players.
You just never know with the Storm, though.
You just don't know with the Storm.
4-10 and the line is 12.5 or some shit.
So I like Storm with the line. But also like, especially the reason I like Storm with the line is because they are a club that is like diligent. They're like a process-driven, we're good at everything, do the little things right sort of an organisation. Like Bellamy, I would imagine, will be just as furious if they get fucking pounded.
100%.
You know what I mean? He's not going to be like, well, we were just giving a bunch of kids a go. He'd be like, no, cunt.
I got a cheeky little multi. I got Storm 12.5 line, Grant Anderson anytime because he's playing in the halves.
Dude, I have Grant as well.
And then I got Tommy Dearden anytime. That's getting you 18.25, baby.
I have that exact same with Grant Anderson
because he's around the
Aramea.
ball. He's fast as fuck.
He's also not a 7 though, and I'm sort of trying to work out are they going to shift him to the wing, Farlongo fullback, bring Pappy off.
I think that Keegan bloke on debut is going to be halfback, but they don't want to name him as a 7.
Yeah, they don't want to put pressure.
That's what I reckon.
And then move
because
Grant
we
to the
were
wing.
looking on about even dude Grant Anderson, like in the history of his rugby league career, has never played 7.
I was just thinking if he plays 7, he's going to be around the ball a lot and he's super fast, so he'll probably score.
And he
on
was
it.
playing. He was paying like $2 or $3 or something.
Didn't he play 6? He played 6 in Q Cup and that. I'm pretty sure. I thought he played a bit of half in Q Cup.
I'll check. But yeah, this Keegan Russell Smith, he's a genuine half. And they're debuting off the bench, so that's what I reckon. That's what's going to happen.
Yeah, okay. Listen, you look at that Melbourne side, it's not that bad.
It's actually not that fucking bad.
As soon as the teams were announced, before the teams were announced, I saw them at 4.10 and I was like, fuck it. I'm actually just going to have a crack.
They've come down to $4.
I just had a crack at Melbourne outright win before the game. I'm like, fuck it. I'm just going to have something on there. Cowboys could fuck this up.
So this is their team. Ryan Pappenhausen, Dean Edelmeyer, Marion Seve, Young Tonamapaya. They've all played NRL. Fa'alonga on the wing. Then you've got Cam Munster, Grant Anderson.
You still got fucking Munster.
Yeah. Lazarus is a fucking beast young front rower.
Is that his first name?
Lazarus Vailepu.
Huge.
Then you've got Tyron Wishart, gun at 9. Christian Welsh, obviously gun. Kane Bradley, Joe Chan, and Alec McDonald. Like, these aren't bum players.
No.
These are good, solid players.
NRL have played NRL. Like.
Yeah.
There's another Joe for you, Tom.
Oh, there you go.
What's his name? Joe
Chan.
Joe Chan, Joe Offengawi, Joe Tapane,
Yeah, Joe Rogan,
Joe Biden.
Trader Joe's. Bulldogs versus Manly. Who you going? Manly at 228 is fucking juicy.
Yeah, that's flop your cock out and smack that with every little bit of you.
What, smack your own cock or just smack the cock on
Bang my penis against $2.28.
Holy shit.
And then you tell me what else you do? Man, I'm not saying you necessarily put all these together because we are talking about the Bulldogs, being a 16-point side. But Tommy Turbo is $2. Saab over $2. Hopewade over $2. Like, one of those guys is going over.
I got Manly outright and I got Saab Skelton.
I've got Manly
paying $12.
I've got Tommy Turbo. I'm standing out Tommy Turbo at $2. I'm going hard at that. And then if you just want to try and if you think Manly's going to come out and just have have their way with them, which obviously is that's pro-Manly rhetoric in my own brain. But fucking Manly to win, Turbo, Saab, Lehigh.
Juicy
shit.
Juicy
poo.
Juicy poo. Panthers.
Also,
Rabbits.
sorry, just quickly, before back to Manly. I'm hearing a lot of Tommy Turbo could win the Dally M rhetoric starting to get around.
Well, Timmy started that rhetoric.
But no, Timmy stole it off Rando. That's the controversy.
Oh, really?
So, and stolen is not. He didn't steal it. But Rando.
They both do actually watch rugby league.
No, we were bagging out Timmy on About Even because they were doing they do a show together, and Rando's like, Tommy Turbo for Dally M. And then Timmy's like, oh, do you reckon? I don't know. And then Rando's watching your show, and then Timmy's like, oh, Tommy Turbo fucking Dally M. And Rando's going, what the fuck, cunt? So now I'm claiming it as mine.
Oh, okay.
Dude, I love it. But dude, could you imagine?
Insane.
It'd
be wrong.
Fuck off.
Hughes has been the best player all year.
No, that wouldn't be wrong. How dare you?
Bro, Hughes has been the main guy of a team that won the minor premiership with 3 games to go.
Yeah, but you know what Tommy Turbo is? Better than him. So Tommy Turbo in less games.
If he was this year better than him, why aren't you at the top of the table?
Because he had some injuries. He was out.
So you'd be number 1 if he played the whole year.
Might be. No, I know what you mean. But I love it.
Penrith, Rabbitohs.
Penrith.
605. Jeez.
Jesus.
I think Penrith are going to go skids.
You'd think so.
Like, without Cam Murray, Rabbitohs are getting humped.
Yeah.
Because Murray's the only one humping at the moment.
Murray's the only one that really cares.
Yeah.
And that's all.
Eels, Dragons.
Eels.
Really? So
Yeah.
then it's not going to be a spoon bowl then?
No, it still is.
Oh, because of the bye.
Because the bye.
Yeah.
Dude, I reckon the Eels, well, listen, I don't think the Dragons are blowing anyone's dick.
Well, hang on a sec. So if the Eels lose this week, then...
So I'm pretty sure the way it is that right now the Eels are ahead on points, or they're equal on points.
They're equal on points.
So Tigers get a bye. Tigers will be ahead of the Eels if the Eels don't win after this weekend. But the for and against will mean that if the Eels beat them next week, that we have a...
Yeah, so unless the Dragons...
no matter what...
Unless the
get a spoon
Dragons
bowl.
win by like fucking 80 points.
Yeah.
So no matter what, we got a spoon.
We got a spoon bowl.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
So excited for that spoon bowl. Is that a 6 p.m.er?
Yeah, Friday.
Yeah, Friday 6 p.m.
Huge. Yeah, dude.
Dolphins, Broncos.
I want the Broncos to win.
Okay. Sharkies, Warriors.
Warriors.
Knights, Titans.
Titans.
Roosters, Raiders.
Roosters. Easy money. Dom Young first, second or third, $3.
Okay, there you go. All right, grab some Good Day. Don't forget, on bloke.shop, we've got a few jackets left. Grab a case of Bloke beer. Turn up for your family, mates, and good times. Like and subscribe. Subscribe to the Bloke YouTube. Subscribe to Hello Sport YouTube. And also, go to Apple, Spotify. Leave us a positive review. We'd really appreciate it. It helps the podcast grow. And outside of that, we'll go and fuck ourselves. Thank you.
Bye.
What are you really gambling with? For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website.